Hey, so we have this problem. It wants us to determine if the graph of the given equation is symmetric with respect to the x-axis, the y-axis, and/or the origin. All right, so this looks a little weird. We have x squared and y squared equals 6. What does that even mean? So one thing that you kind of need to know about these types of problems is x squared plus y squared equals 1 is a circle with radius 1 centered at the origin. All right? Like a perfect circle. This isn't a perfect circle, but of radius 1 centered about the origin. All right. So this 6 right here tells us the radius. The general formula for this is ax squared plus by squared equals r squared, which kind of looks like Pythagoras' theorem, which in a couple of more lessons we're going to get to. But for right now, this r tells us the radius. So for this problem, the radius is square root of 6. But it's centered at the origin, and these a's and b's just stretch our graph in the x and y direction just a little bit. So for this one, it would look something like our radius is square root of 6. No, it wouldn't be square root of 6. These numbers in front tell me that it's stretching. It wouldn't be a perfect circle. It would be more like an oval. Oh, excuse me, an oval or an ellipse. It would look something like kind of oblong-ish. Let me see if I can do a little better. It would kind of look a little bit like this. Kind of like an oval centered at the origin. All right. And just in general, a good thing to remember is if you have x squared and y squared, your shape is going to look something like a circle. All right. Whether it's an ellipse or it's an oval, or if it's longer, if it's shorter, if it's flatter, if it's skinnier, or if it is a perfect circle, it's going to look something like a circle. And one thing that's cool about circles is they are symmetric about the origin, because if there's a point here, there's a point here. They're symmetric about the y-axis because there's a point here and here. And they're symmetric about the x-axis, y-axis. So this is symmetric about all three. This is symmetric about x, y, and the origin. And if you want to plug this in Desmos, you can. You might have to solve for y and do plus or minus square root of stuff. So like if you had 7x squared minus 5y equals 6. I think that was our given function. Yeah, y squared. To solve for y, I would subtract 7x to both sides. I'd get negative 5y squared equals 6 minus 7x squared. I would divide by negative 5 on both sides, and I would get y squared equals negative 6 over 5 plus 7 over 5 x squared, and then I'd take my square root. I'm going to get y equals plus or minus the square root, negative 6 over 5 plus 7 over 5 x squared. And if you plugged this into Desmos, you'd have to do the positive square root and hit enter and do the negative square root. And you should get something that looks kind of like an ellipse or a circle or a longer oval like this. It would look something like this.